all right. It's your favorite political innovator here, David Washington from the Jane Washington Network. Always happy to be here. It's great to be back. Is the Democratic Party writing checks that its base can no longer cash? It seems like every day, the party that's supposed to be for the people is becoming more and more disconnected from what everyday voters actually care about. Just the other day, last week, just after Bible study, I was approached by a friend of mine from Bible study, and he asked me, "Are you still a Democrat?" It made me chuckle, and I was like, "Well, it's been a while since I've left the Florida Democratic Party, um, about a year after the election of 2024. It's the day after Columbus Day, October. Happy birthday, Mom." And he's like, "Yeah, right. I remember that." And it's like, yes, the party is it's not the Democratic Party. I no longer believe represent the greater good and the larger electorate. The party has pretty much left me. And I know that sounds a little bit cliche, and it's been said before. However, as the year has gone by since the election, and we see that the Democratic National Convention, or whatever they want to call themselves, the DNC, put together an autopsy of what happened, what caused the Democrats to lose in the presidential election, and so much commentary and people having their opinion as to why the Democrats are failing. Um, we're still at square one, and square one being the federal shutdown of government, or the shutdown of the federal government, or however you want to phrase it. And the Democrats are holding out, for compromises that they hope that the Republicans would have in regards to subsidies for healthcare. It's just mind-boggling, and it's difficult to find a place to start, because the Obamacare subsidies that they're holding out for are coming to an end based on a time frame that the Democrats set back during the first term of Trump. And it makes you think, if they had the presidency, if they had the power to permanently set these subsidies for Obamacare, you think they would take that action. But of course, not having the foresight, and again, listening to the wrong consultants, the wrong people, they figured this would be a great midterm argument to keep Democrats either in power or to improve their legislative standing. Well, they calculated wrong, and now we're in the government shutdown. So, if again, do your own homework, okay? However, when you look at the intricacies of this particular battle over subsidies, funding government, you've got to look at the Democrats. And again, that's the problem. The Democrats have calculated poorly. And they're calculating poorly in California in a multi-billion-dollar effort to redistrict the California seats. Texas is done. It gained, I think, 5 potential seats. Florida's going to do it. I believe Utah has done it. Other states are going to do it. And it appears that now the Republicans will likely maintain, unless there's some generational shift, unless there's a major screw up by the Trump administration and Republicans who support the Trump administration. It appears that Republicans will maintain control for the foreseeable future in the House of Representatives. The Democrats have failed and failed and failed again and again. And I'm not punching down. Please, I am not punching down on the Democrats. However, the Democrats have failed to resonate with the issues that matter the most to Democrats. And so when they take on these big issues like redistricting, like funding the Obamacare subsidies, preventing a federal government shutdown, they continue to lose. And whether it's at the national level or to the local level, and again, politics is local, the Democrats are not resonating. The Democrats are presenting very few kitchen table issues that matter the most. I've got a stack of campaign literature from candidates who are running in local city elections. And I'm looking at it, and there are very few exceptions. But the Democrats in these races, I'm looking at their platforms, and I don't see anything that's going to energize the electorate to show an incredible force in the midterm elections, in this case, the city election, November 4th, roughly 2.5 weeks away. I don't see anything that lights a fire under their supporters or potential supporters. I don't see the outreach to like-minded Republicans or NPAs, non-party affiliates. And I see the same tired approaches to reaching out to voters. It makes no damn sense to get 2, 3 mailers from the same campaign when you get 7 seconds to grab their attention and go straight into the garbage. I could show you outside of where I live, where the mail is collected, and then where the trash receptacle, the trash can, the trash bin is full with these mailers. For goodness sakes, if you want to motivate people, if you want to energize people, do something different, please. But it's just not happening. And the Democrats are coming to the conversation table, ill-prepared. But when they are prepared, they lose the argument because their emotions get in the way. Where is reasonable conversation, calm conversation? I don't want to see some puffy kid, talking about things that he has never experienced. That has very little life experience to comment on. And try to, convince someone who has been down this path, worked in administrations, life experience, and try to show that he's wrong. I'm talking about CNN, okay? And if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. Regardless, I get so much to say, and it's frustrating because I love a good fight. I really do. However, when you're consistently on the wrong side of 80-20, 70-30, 60-40 issues, what more is there to say? Scrap the whole damn thing, do it over. You go after the people who are trying to do better, like David Hogg. It's frustrating. You grab onto issues, again, that don't matter to the day-to-day issues of everyday Americans. It may be a pet project of yours, and I forgot the board of Orange County Commissioners meeting going on in the background, and earlier there was this, conversation about designated safe places in, open spaces and parks and forests and stuff like that. In a way, it's pretty much telling hunters you're not allowed to hunt for certain things on your own property. That's what it was, really. And I hate to ramble on and on. I really do, because there's so many things that are just so frustrating to see a once powerful political party that I knew in Illinois come to this type of irrelevancy. The Democratic Party is facing a crisis of identity. From the national stage to local elections, the party's message is failing to resonate, and the polls show it. Okay, you know how what I think about polls, but other people, polls matter. And I wonder, and I ask you, is the progressive wing pushing the party too far left, alienating the mainstream voters that they need to win? Is that it? So, breaking down this issue, this problem, this predicament, this ordeal that the Democrats had is multifaceted and difficult. And whether you read about it in Politico or other political journals, magazines, essays, the fact remains that the Democratic Party, their greatest challenge isn't the opposition. However, it's its own reflections in the mirror. And the solution to that is being ignored. And the party will continue to suffer for it. So, on that note, I'm David Washington. This is the David Washington Show. It's been a while, but I'm back. I got a ton of content. It's been crazy, crazy busy lately, and I just wanted to make sure that I share, my thoughts, my political opinion. Everyone has one, including myself and including you. So please let me know what you think, how you see this issue, and what your approach is, and any solutions that you may have. Being an elected official, it's not easy. It's not. However, it is simpler than a lot of what you, the everyday American, is dealing with every day. So please comment. Let me know what you think about this particular subject and my opinion. I'd love to hear your opinion. Again, share this content if you think it's very useful or not to your family and friends and those influencers in the wild that those candidates and electeds who you think may be able to benefit from at least starting the conversation. And for any Democrats who rather have this conversation, please message us. You know how to reach us through our networks, through our socials, to the website, emails, phone, whatever. You know how to reach us, and let's have this conversation, because I know I'm not being ignored, and I appreciate those who are listening, who are paying attention, and wanting to continue this conversation. Not a month passes when I'm actually out from behind my laptop that I actually engage with people in real life that I'm approached, and someone says, "Hey, I've seen or I've listened to your podcast, and I got something to say about it." So please hit the like button, the share button, notification button, all that groovy stuff. However, your best opinion of our podcast is your comments, and that's the best way you can show what you think this has value. Whether it has value to you or not, we'd like to know if it does by commenting. And I'll see you the next time on the David Washington Show. God bless. Love you all.